Hey guys, sorry if you hear noise in the background. There's tree trimmers cutting down trees, and they're using their chomper machine to make mulch, I guess. I don't know. So you might hear that in the background. But what I wanted to do was, I was trying to go live, but it's not letting me go live, so I'll just have to record it. I wanted to make, I know Mother's Day is Sunday, and I won't be able to give these to my brothers before Mother's Day, but I wanted to make mini albums for my brothers with pictures of my mom. So this one is different than the one that we're going to be making today. I changed it up a little bit, but I'm going to be using the same paper pack, which is something that I got at Joann's. It was on clearance. It's Park Lane Mid-Century Modern. My mom loved this like coral color and the bluish teal color, so I decided to use that paper. So this one has the library card style, which I am going to put in the second one. And then this one just has the classic corner cut pockets. It's got two of those and two regular pockets. So I just thought I would start the video and go through all the dimensions of the papers that you'll need first, and I'll put them in the description box below. You're going to need 2 sheets that measure 3 by 8. You're going to need 4 sheets that measure 5 by 7. And I think I'm not going to use all 4 of these because I kind of made a flap, so I'll explain that when we go through, but I just cut them out. 4 sheets that measure 8 by 5. 2 sheets that measure 3.5 by 6. 2 sheets that measure 3.5 by 5. 2 sheets that measure 4.5 by 8.5, and then 2 sheets that measure 7 by 10. So these are the pages are going to be 5 by 7. So these are basically the base pages, if you will, where we're going to start. So these two are going to create the pocket. So the 8 by 5s. Let me see, maybe if I put it up here. Okay. So what I was planning on doing was taking off 2 of these 5 by 7s because I'm going to make flat pages out of these 7 by 10 pieces. So really, if you're not, you only need 2 of the 5 by 7s if you're going to do it this way, or you can add more pages if you want. But you are going to need 4 of the 8 by 5. So I'm going to get out my scoreboard and I'm going to score these 8 by 5s on the 8-inch side. So that means the 8-inch side is going across the top. I'm going to score at 1/2 inch and at 7.5. I'm going to do that to all 4 sheets. And I'm making sure that the paper is butted up against the top so that my score lines aren't crooked. I have a problem with cutting straight and scoring straight. Alright, so I have those. While I have the scoreboard out, I'm going to do the 7 by 10 inch pieces with the 10 inch across the top, and I'm going to score at 5 inches. I'm going to do that to both pages. I'll get to the other pieces as we go. So the 7 by 10 pieces, I'm just going to fold in half. I'm going to make sure that they're correct, like nothing sticking up at the top. You know, it's funny because I've been laid off since March 23rd. You think I would have more videos done, but I've been making diamond paintings, cards, stuff like that I feel like don't warrant a video type of thing. I did post on my Facebook Super Happy Scrapper page the finished diamond paintings. I ordered 5 more from some place I saw off of Facebook, and they still have yet to come, and they probably won't come before I return to work, so that's a bummer. I needed something to do. Of course, you could always clean, which, you know, organize, do stuff like that. I did kind of straighten up my scrapbook room, but kind of is the word. I'm looking for my score tape because I do want to give this to my brothers. So these are the pages that were 5 by 8 that we scored. Why are you doing that? Sorry. I did not notice the autofocus was on. Sorry, guys. So these are the 5 by 8 that we scored at 1/2 inch and 7.5. And I am applying score tape to the flaps while the flaps are folded to all 4 of those. So my oldest son is a stalker at Meijer, so he's been working the whole time. And my youngest son actually works with me, so he's been laid off since I've been laid off. And my husband works for another transportation company, but he has not been laid off because they haul more than automotive, and he has been working from home. So I had my schedule shifted to his since he works nights, and I'm trying to get back on days in preparation for going back to work. So I removed the tape backing from the 2 flaps, and this is the 5 by 7 sheet. We have 2 of them, and I'm just going to line it up so that it's lined up on this side and it's lined up at the top so that it's as straight as possible. If there's any overhang on the right side, we can cut that off. As I said, sometimes I have cutting issues. I tried. Doesn't look like there's any, so hooray for me. Now we're going to do the second one. So I plan to have 4 pages that are 5 by 7 and 2 pages that are undercut that are smaller. They are going to be 3.5 by 5. And the library pocket, style pocket on the front of that. So that'll be nice, just like the smaller album that I have. I love those pockets. So now I'm taking off the tape backing from the other 2 flaps, and this is the page that was 7 by 10, and so I want my page to open up. I guess at this point it doesn't really matter because you can flip it over, but I want my page to open to the right. I don't want it to open towards the binding edge. I always, in my head, when I'm creating my pages, I always remember that the binding is going to go on the left side, unless of course it's flipped over. But when I'm first creating them, I'm looking at the front, binding is on the left. So I'm just going to close this and line it up just like we did the other page. So now this page opens up there, and we'll do the last one. Again, I line up the top first and then line it up against the side. This one I can see has a little bit of overhang on the right side, so I will take my scissors. It's just a little bit, not a big deal. There we go. So I have 4 5 by 7 pages done. Well, not done, because the pages that don't have the flaps, so put that one to the side and this one to the side, I'm going to make pockets on these. So I wanted my page was 5, so I want my page, so it's the 3 by 5. 3 by 8. Okay, so the 2 sheets that were 3 by 8. See, I'm thinking out loud here. So the 2 sheets that are 3 by 8 are going to be little mini pockets for these base pages. So I'm going to stick it in at the top on the 8-inch side. I'm going to score at 1/2 inch and 7.5, and I'm going to rotate it so the 3-inch side is at the top, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch. Again, on the 8-inch side, 1/2 inch and 7.5. On a 3-inch side, 1/2 inch. So as with all pockets, I'm going to fold on all my score marks and then I'm going to miter the corners, just like you do on quilting, to eliminate the bulk right here. So there's a square there, and I'm going to cut at an angle to the point on both sides to remove that. I'm going to do that on both of my pockets. So last Saturday I had a Zoom crafting evening with my friend Deb. Hi Deb. And it was fun, and that's where I made the first album, most of it anyway. So now I'm going to get my tape, and I'm going to put my tape on all the flaps in the folded position. Or if you're looking at it from the front of the pocket, you can put them on there now. If you're looking at the back of the pocket, you want your tabs to be folded. I'm going to flip it over to the front, just so I don't have to mess with the folding of that pocket, and now this pocket. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now I'm going to bring back the two pockets here. You have a choice of where you want to put the little pocket. You can put it on the front. I wouldn't put it this way, just personally. I wouldn't. I don't know why. Or you can put it on the back. At this, I think I'm going to do it to the front. Okay, so right now is when you want to decide if you want to use a border punch to punch these. And I actually think I will. I just have to figure out which border punch I want to use. I think I'll use this one. It's a plain one. It's not going to get stuck on anything. Some of the more intricate ones will kind of get stuck if the pages get stuck on each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to punch. And then I'll just continue to move it down, making sure that both sides of the paper are all the way down so I don't have any weird angles. It's leaving a little bubble there. I was going to say nipple, but yeah. So there we go. So there's those pages. And now what I would do is take this and cut it off at an angle, because when you fold it back, you don't want to see that on there. So anyway, my friend told me that I needed to watch Ozark. So I've been watching Ozark. I'm only on episode 9, but it is a good show, as she indicated. There we go. So I think this first video will be of me building the pages, and then I'll make videos of me matting the pages. I did copy the pictures using photo paper, but then I don't know, I used HP Advanced Photo Paper Glossy, and I have an HP Envy printer, but the black was coming off the photos and smudging everything up. So I just ended up recopying them all onto thick, not cardstock, but it's paper. So they're not actual photos in here, like as on photo paper, but you can't tell. All right, so I folded these sides down and the bottom up on top of the sides, and that way the pockets, the tags don't get stuck on this, because if you fold the bottom down first, the tags will get stuck on that. Now the tags will go in nicely. So I'm lining up the bottom and then the side, and then the top should be lined up. Going to burnish, and there's one pocket. And now we'll do the second pocket. Again, taking it off, I'm flipping it upside down, putting the sides down and the bottom up to the sides. Now, all right. So there are the 4 big pages. Now we're going to work on this 2 smaller pages. So you have 2 that are 3.5 by 5, and you have 2 that are 3.5 by 6. So now we're going to put this in on the 6-inch side across the top, score it 1/2 inch, and then at 5.5. I'm going to do that to both of those. 5.5. Then you have the 2 pieces that are 4.5 by 8.5. So first what I'm going to do is stick it in on the 4.5 inch side, score it 1/2 inch and 4. Then I'm going to rotate it. And this is where you need to decide how you want your pocket. Like if you want your pocket to go all the way to the top of the page and not leave any gap, then you would score at 5 inches. But that's not what I want. I want 4 inches. So now there'll be a little graduation between my pages. So I'm going to do the second one. On the 4.5 inch side, I'm going to score it 1/2 inch. And then at 4, I'm going to rotate it to the 8.5 inch side, and I'm going to score at 4. Okay. These are 2 fronts, and they were the 3.5 by 5. These were the 3.5 by 6. So now I'm going to fold up on those 2 little scores that we made. I'm going to apply my tape with my tape. Hey, did you see where my tape went? I found it. So I'm going to apply tape. It's been a long time since I made a video. I kind of feel weird talking. And I'm going to take the tape backing off of these, and I'm going to put the 3.5 by 5 inch on top of it. Again, lining up the top corner and the side. And that creates 1 page. Most of my pictures are, well, all of my pictures are 4 by 6. So I, trimmed some down to get some weird things out of the picture or people I didn't know or what have you. So I will have plenty of pictures for the smaller pages. Some people worry about that if you're good at embellishing and you have a lot of stuff in your stash, then you can go with the bigger pages and just put 1 picture on each page. But for me, I don't like that. Unless I buy a whole complete collection from a company, then that's okay. So I scored all my lines. So now I'm going to cut out a V, a triangle shape from where the score lines intersect. The top flaps, I'm going to point back. The front flaps here, or the bottom flaps, I'm going to point up towards me. I'm going to apply the tape. I'm going to press down on that, which is also called burnishing, to make sure that the tape sticks well to the cardstock. And then I'm going to fold this up, trying to make sure that I get it straight. If you wanted to, I should have done it. Let me see if I can still do it. See, once you burnish, it's kind of harder to do it. Nope, can't do it. So what I should have done was take this shorter edge like this and done this page, and I forgot to do that. So make sure that if you wanted to do your border punch or punch stamp, or what do you call them, dies or whatever, that you do it before you assemble the pocket, because it's going to be a mess to do it the other way. So I still cut out the triangle, and I'm also going to cut this out. So I'm just going up at an angle and cutting out that. So again, the bigger part is going to go towards the back of the page, and the smaller part is going to flip up on the page. So I'm going to fold those inward. So it'll look like this. Now I'm going to get my undo out and see if I can get this page off without tearing it apart too badly. And I don't think anyway. Woo, that's a lot. I need to get more of this. This is a lifesaver. And when it dries, your tape does go back to being sticky, but I always take the tape off and put new on there. But it doesn't actually take that long to dry. All right. Again, this is called Undo. You get it at Michael's. I'm sure Joann's has it too, but I always forget to look for it when I'm there. So I'm going to do this pocket the same. All right. Again, I'm going to cut this bit off. And as you can see, it's pretty much dry now. So I'll put new tape on it and stick it back to the pocket. Okay, so now with this pocket, I'm going to trim a little bit off the bottom. You just need to be careful that you do not trim into the actual pocket, else you'll have to make a new one. So I'm going to line up this bottom edge with the bottom edge of the pocket. Then you'll have to use wet glue to seal the pocket. Oh, I didn't put tape on this? Come on, Chandra. I do not yet know what size, or not what size, but what style of binding I will do. Is this open? I am like letting all my glue dry out, and it's really ridiculous. Keep on forgetting to put the caps on them, and then I come down the next day and then I'm just adding a thin line of glue in there. And the second one. Whoops, kind of messy with that one. The rest of the videos of me decorating will not be spoken, I don't think. I think I'll just put music on there. I got one of my videos copyrighted from 2015, and I used free music from YouTube. So I'm like, I just put the video on private. I don't know what the deal is with that, but anyway. So there's those. The covers are 5.5 by 7.5, and the spine is 2 by 7.5. And I do have a video on how to create the covers and attach the binding and all that stuff. So I'll try to link that below. I think what I'm going to do is start off with, you know what? I think I'm going to punch the sides of these flaps too on the big pocket. And then that'll tie all 3 pages together. And you don't have to do this. You can use decorative scissors to cut it. You know what I mean? Like those, I still have all of my scissors. I just don't use them. Draw a line and pencil. That way you're cutting it straight. And use that. You can use edge dies. There's lots of ways that you can make decorative. Rip it. There we go. So how I think I'm going to arrange the pages is maybe put this page here, the small page, and then it'll have the pocket here on the back. Maybe, does that look? Yeah, I think I'll do that. And then it will be a flat page. And again, I want the flap to open on the right. And then it will repeat. So I'll have this page, and then this page. So that is how I'm going to put the pages. I will make the binding, attach the pages, and then I will start matting. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye.